Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Friday, August 23rd, 2013. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts. We're going to start off with the S&P 500 E-mini futures. Futures are trading up 1.5 right now to 1656 and a quarter per contract. Yesterday, the market did stage a pretty nice rally. The S&P finishing decently higher, so we want to take that into consideration a little bit. Today is also a Friday. Rarely on a Friday do we have a big down day, but hey, you never know. It is always possible. Generally on a Friday, we're going to look for a flat to slightly positive trading day. That seems to be the theme. Big down Fridays have been seen rarely over the past couple of years, although they do occur every once in a while. So the volume trends will generally get light around 11 o'clock, maybe even 10:30 this morning, and the market generally goes into float mode. This is the month of August, which is usually one of the lighter trading months of the year. So the markets generally can become a little bit on the light volume side and a little bit dulled, so to speak. So traders want to be a little bit aware of that. So we'll stick with the forecast of a flat to slightly positive day. I don't think anything more than that. I don't think anything less. We'll just take it one step at a time. All right, let's look at a few things here today. First off, you do have some the markets in Asia were kind of mixed last night. You had the Hang Seng and the Shanghai down slightly. Shanghai was actually down 0.5%, but the Nikkei 225 rallied up pretty sharply, up 2.25%. That was on the back of a stronger dollar yen. Remember, when the dollar yen goes up, the Nikkei 225 goes up. When the dollar yen falls, the Nikkei 225 will fall as well. So all of the European markets are somewhat mixed. You also had a pop in India last night. So the Bombay Sensex Index was up decently. That was up about over 1%. So watch for a little minor strength in the Indian ADRs today. I would not rule out stocks like Tata Motors maybe catching a bid. That's actually up a little bit now. Maybe Infosys catching a little bit of a bid. I don't think there's going to be anything great out here, but they can catch small bids today. So watch for a little bit of strength in the Indian ADRs, but nothing more than that. When I look at the European markets today, we got a little bit of a mixed bag of tricks. But all the European markets were very strong yesterday. Today, they're basically flat. The one index that I do see a little bit of strength in is the FTSE 100, but they can print their own money. It looks like they had better than expected GDP, if you believe that number. You know, everybody can beat by 0.1%, I suppose. But that is the news over there. Milan and the French CAC 40 are both negative by about 0.1%. So we're not going to make too big of a deal out there. This is also the start. Yesterday was the start of the Jackson Hole meeting with all the central bankers around the world in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It looks like they're all going to be speaking today. So again, one Fed head said, tapering in September. The next one said, hey, we don't need to taper in September. So you're going to get that kind of news out there. So don't make much out of it. Just watch the charts, and the charts will tell you really everything that you do need to know. Like we said earlier, futures are up slightly. They had a good day yesterday. I think the futures will finish flat to slightly positive today, or at least the S&P 500 will do that. So we'll see how that plays out. There are some plays out here today. Do have some gap plays out here. One stock that is just getting annihilated this morning is Aeropostale, clothing retailer. Most of you that have ever been to a shopping mall have seen this one. So the stock closed yesterday at $11. Today it's trading at $9.45. This can go down to around probably $9.20, maybe $9.15. But it's a very, very weak name. I don't know if there's even a bounce in the play. But nonetheless, look for a little bit more downside from this level, where it's trading currently at $9.40. But that's just another retailer to add to the list that has been weak. When you take a look at the stocks that had poor earnings, forget about the retailers, because they're abundant. Nordstrom is a high-end retailer that was pretty weak. Yesterday we had several others. I believe it was Abercrombie and Fitch that just was annihilated. But listen to the list here of weak stocks this quarter. Walmart, Cisco, Sears Holding, Hewlett-Packard, Abercrombie & Fitch, Google, IBM, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Qualcomm, UPS, FedEx, Cree, And the list goes on. I'm just going to leave it there. But the list is just so big. It's quite amazing. But that the markets are holding up as well as they are. But that's goes to show you when the Fed's the one game in town supporting the markets. So either way, that's what we're looking at least at the moment. And we'll see how these stocks play out. Some other names, notable names that are making some moves this morning is Pandora. This is an internet radio play. I'll have some levels for it if it does get down to our spot. But again, closed it around, I guess, around yesterday, 21.71. Today it's trading at $20.18. Did go down to 18.50 yesterday after the closing bell. But we'll have some levels for you there on Pandora should it get down to our spots. So there will be a couple of gap plays that we'll put out. I have a few others as well. The gap plays, as usual, will be posted around 9 o'clock in the morning in the chat room. All right, let's go take a look at gold this morning. What you're going to see for gold is that gold futures are trading up $1 to $13.7180 per contract. If we take a look at the all-important GLD, what you'll see here is GLD is trading at 132.57, so $132.57 for the GLD. Not any major action there, but looks like the GLD is just baking here. Really doesn't go down much, doesn't go up much. It's really just digesting its recent gains, and that's usually a bullish sign for the future, but right now we don't want to make too much out of it. If we take a look at oil this morning, what you'll see here is that light sweet crude is trading lower by 5 cents to 104.98, so basically unchanged on the session. If we take a look at the USO, which is a good proxy for light sweet crude, you're going to see that light sweet crude is trading really right around the 37.65 level. I don't know if we can make all that much out of it at the moment, but nonetheless, it is trading right at that level, so really unchanged. Closed at 37.54 yesterday, so it's up just a touch on really no volume. So we're going to leave it there. It looks like a pretty mild day, pretty flat day. Could be one of those pancake days. Again, you do want to listen to all the news coming out of the Fed, but I don't think you want to listen to them for trading. Just listen to all the rhetoric about how they flip-flop each other. One will say one thing, the other will say another thing, and basically what it's doing is just keeping a neutral basis, and that's a neutral bias and a neutral basis, and that's really what these guys are trying to do at this stage of the game. We don't want to discount bond yields. Today, bond yields are trading around 2.9% at the moment. The exact level, since that chart I'm showing you is just a touch delayed, is 2.9%. So this is exactly where we are right now for bond yields. Pretty high. Bond yields have a chance to get to 3%, in my opinion, but nonetheless, right now bond yields are 2.9%. The market seem to they seem like they're trying to hold here. So again, if bond yields really soared, it would be problematic for the stock markets. But right now, the market is holding that 2.9%. We wonder how long it can do that for, but I guess in the August volume, it can hold up. So we'll leave it there. I want to wish you all a great trading day, great weekend, and I'll see you a little bit later on the charts. Take care, everyone.